have a couple of new guests that I'm really excited to introduce. First, we have the Ashland Cub Scout Den 7, who is coming on to do a small skit for us, which we're really excited about because we've never had that on before. So without further delay, here they are, the Ashland Cub Scout Den 7 with their little skit.
Den 7 would like to tell us about the 6 ships of scouting. These are ships we should sail all our lives.
Scholarship. This ship is very important on the sea of education. On the ship's deck stand such officers as ambition, determination, intelligence, and application. Its flag bears the symbol A and plus. Fellowship. This ship stands for high spirit, cooperation, unity. Its flag, the fleur-de-lis of scouting.
Friendship. This is the most beautiful ship of all. It's true blue and its flag is golden, since friendship itself is golden.
Sportsmanship. This ship stands for all that's fair. It never veers from its course or fair play, and its flag is never at half-mast. Workmanship. This ship's very part represents the best that a person can do. Its flag bears a laurel wreath.
I saw you.
You did?
I see you.
This ship represents statesmanship. This
I see me.
ship represents wisdom, good counsel, unselfishness, and sincerity. Its flag is white for purity.
There you have 6 strong and brave ships ready for the sea of life. Let's give 3 big cheers for the scouting ships.
Woo! 3 big cheers.
Thank you, Indy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, what'd you think about that, you guys? That was good, huh? Good job for the Ashland Cub Scouts Den 7. And I am also excited today because I just love when I have new guests on my show. Of course, I love my old guests just as much, too. But I have a new guest today, and what is your name, sweetie? What is your name? Amelia. And Amelia is 3. And Amelia is the daughter of my wonderful new hairdresser who is here and is going to make my 2nd guest appearance on the show at the end. But guess what holiday is coming up? Guess what holiday? Valentine's Day. And what was the shape of the cookies we just ate? Raise your hand if you know. Brittany.
Hearts.
They were hearts. So, because it's Valentine's Day, we have some Valentine books. Now, look at the front of this book. Now, remember, we raise your hand before you say the answer. What type of animal looks like is drawing on the front of this book? Does anybody know what type of animal that looks at? Remember to raise your hand. Well, he's drawing a heart, but what kind of animal is it? Do you know? Brittany?
A fox.
It's a fox. And a fox is drawing a heart for Valentine's Day. So let's find out what happens to Mr. Fox. It was November 5th. Ferdinand Fox was looking forward to Valentine's Day. Only 100 more days, he thought. Only 100 days until Florette Fox gives me a Valentine. Ferdinand looked at his calendar. I'd better start making her Valentine now. Do you guys make Valentines in school?
I'm gonna do it because I have a party on I had a party the day before Valentine's Day.
The day before Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is on a Saturday this year.
I had a party.
You did already?
Yes, Michael was there and Mia.
Michael and Mia? And who are they? Are they your friends? Really? Was it a Valentine party or was it a birthday party?
Birthday.
It was a birthday party. Well,
It was my birthday.
it was your birthday?
Yeah, it was my happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you, Amelia, who's 3 now. Ferdinand got crayons and paste.
Now I'm a birthday girl.
You're a birthday girl? You know what, sweetie? If you just listen to the story and you just be a little bit more quiet, okay? Ferdinand got crayons and paste and scissors, ribbons, lace and flowers and purple paper. Everyone gives red valentines, he thought, so I'm going to make Florette something different. A purple valentine. Ferdinand worked on his valentine all through November 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Can you imagine starting that early? Can you imagine? Then he looked it over. This valentine doesn't quite meet my high standards, he decided. I need more things to put on it. What can you think would be something neat to put on a valentine? Raise your hand if you know. Laura.
Valentine, red hearts, and Valentine red stars.
Maybe some red hearts and some red stars. Brittany, what would you put on your valentine?
A bow.
You would put a bow on your valentine. Amelia, what would you put on your valentine? Do you know?
A heart.
You would put a heart. What color would your heart be?
Green.
It would be green, and you're wearing green today, aren't you? Is the green your favorite color? Well, it's very pretty. He decided he needed to put more things on it. Well, look at his wastebasket. His wastebasket is pretty full. So he's putting a lot of different things on his valentine. Ferdinand went outside and walked through the woods. He gathered some leaves. I will paste these on my valentine for a nice leafy look, he thought. Now, would you put leaves on your valentine? Raise your hand. Would you, Laura?
No.
Probably not. I probably wouldn't either. What about you, Britt?
No.
What about you, Amelia? Would you put leaves on your valentine?
Yeah.
You would? Do you like leaves? No, they're kind of pretty. You know, the fall ones have some red in them, so, you know, red kind of relates. But, I don't know, he likes them, so that's okay, right? Then he saw a couple of flowers. November flowers, he said. If they lasted this long, maybe they will hold up through February. Ferdinand picked the flowers. He kept walking and looking. Sticks, he exclaimed. I could spell out Florette's name with sticks. Ferdinand picked up the sticks. What do you think would look better on a valentine, sticks or flowers? Raise your hand.
Flowers. Flowers.
Amelia, you think flowers? Brittany?
Flowers.
Laura?
Flowers.
Flowers. I think flowers would look very pretty too. Then Ferdinand went back inside. He worked on his valentine through the rest of November and all through December. What a masterpiece. This is the best valentine in the world, he said as he finished it in the middle of January. But Florette deserves this, because I know she's making me a valentine at this very moment. Not as great as the one I made for her, of course, but it's the thought that counts. Now, what kind of, there's something on his windowsill. Don't yell it out, but look really close. There's something on his windowsill in his bedroom that he looks like he might be saving for a midnight snack, maybe. Do you see it, Amelia? What do you think that?
An apple.
An apple. What do you think, Brittany?
Apple.
What do you think, Laura?
Apple.
An apple. What do you think he's doing with that apple? What do you think he's doing with that apple?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either.
Eating it for a midnight snack or something?
All right.
Putting it on the Valentine card for it.
You think he's going to cut up the apple and maybe put it on the valentine? Well, that would be a little funny because it's only November, and that thing would be pretty moldy and gross by the time February came. But we don't know, Britt. Maybe he will. Ferdinand telephoned Florette. Okay, sweetie, listen to the story. What have you been doing lately, he asked. What do you think she's been doing? What does it look like she's doing? This is right here, this picture right here. This picture right here.
Making a green valentine. She's making a green valentine.
She's making a green valentine? Look at this picture. Amelia, over here. What do you think? What's she doing?
Making him a green valentine.
What's she doing?
He's making a green valentine for me.
She's making a green valentine for you? I don't know if she's making it for you or not. We'll have to see. Oh, I'm doing nothing special, said Florette. Nothing special, thought Ferdinand. She doesn't want to tell me about the valentine she's making for me. And what's Ferdinand doing?
Making a valentine.
For who?
For
For her. Finally, it was is February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, a week from Saturday coming up. You can send all the gifts to 157 Central Street. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go to Florette's house and let her give me my Valentine first. Then I'll surprise her with mine. Ferdinand searched for a bag big enough to hold his Valentine. At last he found a garbage bag. Florette will never guess that anything so wonderful is in something so plain. You think so? Well, you know what? Here's a little story for you. My dad doesn't like to wrap presents at Christmas time. Oh, it doesn't smell. It's not a used one. You don't think he put it in a used one, do you?
No, that smells. This smells.
You think so? But it only has the Valentine in it. It doesn't have any trash in it. You know how when Mom pulls a bag out of the box, it doesn't have anything in it yet? It doesn't smell then. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I smelled a little.
Maybe a little bit of the Valentine, maybe. My dad wraps all our presents in garbage bags and puts a big ribbon on them. Ferdinand went to Florette's house. Happy Valentine's Day, he said. Do you think she's excited? Do you think she's excited, Amelia?
No, I think she's the mommy wolf is disgusting.
That's not the mommy wolf. That's his girlfriend. You think so? You know what, sweetie? Why don't you hop back up there? And you guys are being so good. How about another cookie? You think? Would you like to have another cookie? The only thing is, if you have another cookie, you have to be really quiet. Can you do that? You think? Okay, pull them out. They're right there. Laura's mother was kind enough to make Valentine cookies today, which was so sweet. Thank goodness for the cookies.
They're just broken.
That's all right. Just pull a couple out.
I'll have the broken one.
So we need to take a little break for a Valentine cookie. I, of course, would love to have one, but I'm not gonna. Well, you know, the calories in those things are endless, so I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, whatever. Now, hand one to Brittany, and then you take one. Actually, you should give me a broken one, because broken ones don't have any calories in them. Ha! Just kidding. All right, Brittany doesn't want one, so you can have that one, sweetie. Hop back on your seat. Put those cookies back underneath there. That a girl. Hop back on your seat, and we'll finish the story, okay? All right, so Ferdinand is bringing his Valentine to Florette. I am mad, said Ferdinand. You're celebrating Valentine's Day by forgetting about it. Ferdinand turned to leave. What do you have in that bag, said Florette. Your garbage? Why did you bring it to my house, asked Florette. I brought it to celebrate Valentine's Day, you forgetter, you, said Ferdinand, and he marched off. Now, Ferdinand's very upset because he thought that his girlfriend forgot about him on Valentine's Day, but we know different, don't we? Because we saw what she was doing. Garbage for Valentine's Day, said Florette, scratching her head. That's a new one. Ferdinand hurried home. She forgot. What a terrible thing to do, February 14th. Do you think he feels happy or do you think he feels sad? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Brittany.
Sad.
Think he feels sad? Laura.
Angry.
Angry. What do you think, Amelia?
Sad.
Maybe sad because he really thinks she forgot about him, and that would be really sad. I'd be sad too. At home, you know what? You guys got to sit right back in your seat, okay? Because you don't want to go flying off. That wouldn't be fun. Good girl. At home, Ferdinand took his Valentine out of the bag. Now, I'm the permanent owner of a masterpiece that has Florette written all over it. Ferdinand's telephone rang. Well, who do you think might be on the other line? Laura. Florette. And I know I probably shouldn't have asked you that question with your mouth full, right? But that was my fault, so, you know, we'll skip it. Brittany? His girlfriend? You think his girlfriend's on the phone? And I bet his girlfriend is going to make him feel a lot better.
His girlfriend's on the phone.
His girlfriend is on the phone, and let's find out what his girlfriend says. Hello, it's February 14th, Valentine's Day. Spread the word, he answered. I know it. It's me, Florette, said Florette. I have something for you. What? Asked Ferdinand. Something, said Florette. Come and get it. It's a last-minute Valentine, isn't it, said Ferdinand. It's just a couple of pieces of paper stuck together with paste running over the edges and with Be My Valentine scribbled on so fast that the Valentine is probably misspelled, right? Valentine. Do you want it? I'm thinking about it, said Ferdinand. I bet the paste isn't even dry yet, is it? Well, what do you think? Is the paste dry?
Yeah.
Brittany thinks no. Laura thinks yes. Let's find out. I think it is. It looks pretty good. He's still pretty sad, though. Look at his face. Look at his face.
He wants his family.
He wants his family, you think? Or at least a Valentine, right? He's really sad that he went to all this trouble and his girlfriend didn't. Now, Ferdinand took the Valentine and went to Florette's house. He held the Valentine behind his back when Florette opened the door. And what is he giving to Florette? Raise your hand if you know. Laura. The Valentine that he made, right? She never saw it before because he was so angry with her, right? Ferdinand stepped inside. I knew you'd love it, he said. And don't feel bad about your last-minute Valentine. You don't even have to give it to me. You mean much more to me than any old Valentine or any new, just-made, last-minute paste dripping from the edges. You don't know what, sweetie? You don't know what?
Him.
You don't know him? Well, we know him. His name is Ferdinand. You know what, sweetie? You have to stay in your seat, okay? Can you do that for me? Thank you. But, said Florette, I made one for you and I want to give it to you. Florette opened her closet and dragged out a Valentine that reached almost to the ceiling. Look at this one. Hey, Amelia, this is your favorite color. Your favorite color is what? Green. And look at this Valentine. Look at how huge it is. It's huge. Brittany, what do you think? Is that a big Valentine? Have you ever got a Valentine?
It's a mommy one.
It's a mommy one? Have you ever gotten a Valentine that big?
Yeah, in my whole entire life.
Well, guess what? Me either, and I've got quite a few more years on you.
And me.
But you never know. There is hope down the road, folks. Now, what is the bowl of fruit on his table? Raise your hand. Remember, you got to raise your hand if you know the answer. Oh, you know what, sweetie? You got to raise your hand, and then if I call on you, then you say the answer, okay? Can you do that for me? Let's try it. What is on the table in a bowl, Laura?
Apples.
You think they're apples. Brittany, what do you think?
Apples.
And Amelia, what do you think?
Apple.
Good job, sweetie. You did excellent raising your hand and waiting to answer. That was great. And look at how pretty Ferdinand's Valentine is. What do you see? Remember to raise your hand. What do you see on the Valentine? Some of the things that Florette used to put on his Valentine. Brittany.
Flowers.
What do you see, Laura?
Sticks.
You see sticks to write his name? What do you see, Amelia? You see sticks too? I don't know if I see sticks.
I think she wrote it in blue.
I think you said something. Let's see. Let me see if I remember. Laura said she would put flowers on her Valentine, right? And we see some flowers there. And Amelia, you said leaves. You said you'd like to see some leaves, right? Do you see any leaves on there? Look really close down towards the bottom. What do you think that is? That looks like a leaf, huh?
Looks like feather.
Looks like a feather. I don't know.
Looks like feathery leaves.
You're not sure? Well, it kind of looks like a leaf, though, kind of a little bit, right?
That's a leaf.
Yep, see, there you go. You're right. A leaf on the stem of the flower. And Brittany said, I remember what Brittany said. Brittany said, bows. Well, it's the best Valentine in the world, said Ferdinand, and I feel stupid. Well, I feel forgetful, said Florette, so let's call it even. Okay, said Ferdinand. Happy Valentine's Day for the third time. And a happy Valentine's Day to you too, said Florette. Now, look at the picture. Remember, let's practice the raise your hand and answer again. Good girl. Now, let's ask the question, Lori. Do they look happy or do they look sad?
Happy.
You think they look happy?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they look happy?
They're smiling.
Because they're smiling? What do you think? They're hugging, right? They're walking away and they're hugging. Well, we probably have time for one more quick book.
Where's that one?
This one is called Jeannie's Valentines. She's going to make some valentines too. This is a very short story. If you can just sit through this one, that would be great. Can you sit back for me, sweetie? This will breeze through. This is a quick one. Jeannie and her friends walked down the street from school. Just think, said Tom, Valentine's Day is almost here. I can hardly wait.
I got some more.
What's the matter, sweetie? You need something? Do you need something? Do you want to stay on or do you want to go? Okay. You want to stay on? Listen to the story?
No, I'm going to go to the queen.
You got to go really quick? Go ahead, sweetie. That's okay. Jeannie and her friends walked down the street from school. Just think, said Tom, Valentine's Day is almost here. I can hardly wait, but look at Jeannie's face. Look at Jeannie's face. Do you think she's sad? She looks a little sad, doesn't she? I already bought my Valentines, said Carla. I'm not buying any. I'm making all of mine this year, said Tom. What about you, Jeannie, asked Carla. Are you buying your Valentines or making them? Jeannie's eyes filled with tears. What does that mean? Brittany? She's sad. Why do you think she's sad? Brittany?
She didn't get any Valentines.
Because she didn't get any Valentines? What's the matter, Jeannie, asked Tom. I'm thinking about what my mom and dad told me last night, said Jeannie. They said they were moving to Webb City soon. You all set, sweetie? You want to sit on my lap? Come here. Have a seat. You can, got to take that cookie off. You don't want to,
I'll have it.
All right. You can have it. All right. There you go. There, now we all have some more room. Now, I'm thinking about what my mom and dad told me last night, said Jeannie. They said that we're moving to Webb City soon. My dad just got a new job there. I won't be here for Valentine's Day. So you think that made her sad? Because why do you want to be around for Valentine's Day? Because you want to be able to see all your friends, right? Jeannie walked slowly up the stairs to her house. She always ran up those steps, but not today. Today, Jeannie didn't feel like running. Jeannie's sister, Mrs. Downs, was waiting for Jeannie in the kitchen. Mrs. Downey had put out milk and an apple for Jeannie's after-school snack, but I don't think a milk and an apple is going to help her today, do you? It's for sure, Mrs. Downs, said Jeannie. We really are going to move to Webb City. My dad did get that job, and I won't even be here long enough to give my friends their Valentines. Look at the doggie on the floor. What do you think about the doggie? He looks sad, too. Look at the doggie, Amelia. He looks a little bit sad, too, doesn't he? Mrs. Downs helped Jeannie find the things to make the Valentines. They got glue, scissors, crayons, a pencil, and red paper. They put everything on the desk in Jeannie's room, and then Jeannie began cutting out her Valentines. Do you got, yes, Brittany?
I think she feels happy.
You think that she's starting to feel happy because what do you see on her face? A smile. When Jeannie went to bed that night, her mom and her dad tucked her in. They turned out the light and said goodnight. Jeannie always smiled when her mom and dad said goodnight to her, but not tonight. Jeannie didn't feel like smiling. Well, I think Brittany, she probably was happy when she was making her Valentines, but now she got sad again because she's thinking about moving. She didn't want to leave her teacher. She didn't want to leave her friends. Jeannie began to cry. She cried until her pillow felt wet.
I can't see.
You can't see what, sweetie? The camera? Guess what? At the end, you'll be able to watch the whole thing. The next day was Saturday. Jeannie worked on her Valentines all afternoon. She wanted them to be the best Valentines she ever made. When she finished, she put her cards into a bag. Look at how big those Valentines are. Look at them on the quilt. They're big Valentines, aren't they? Do you guys make little ones? Do you buy the ones at the store?
I sometimes make them.
You sometimes make them? On Monday, Jeannie gave the bag to her teacher, Mr. Soto. 2 days later, she was moving. She was still very, very sad. When Jeannie saw her new house, she began to smile. It reminded her of the house she had just left, and her room was nice and cheery. It's neat to move into a new house, isn't it? Get a new room. Have you got bigger? Your friend moved into a new house? The new house is very exciting, isn't it?
I was 3 when I moved.
You were 3 when you moved, 2 when you moved. Yep, and I used to babysit for you in both places. The next week...
I was moving in my, at my Rico's house.
You were moving at Mariko's house? Who's that, your friend? The next week, Jeannie's mom took her to a new school. Her teacher, Mrs. Price, welcomed Jeannie, and she really liked her a lot. Now, what is Jeannie doing? Do you think she's still sad?
No, she's happy.
She's probably happy because she's got a smile on her face. So she made some new friends. She came home and she told her mom how excited she was because she got valentines from her new friends. And she appears to really like her new house because look at her in her bed. She's got her teddy bear and everything, and she's all excited. So she ended up happy, right? Because that's like everything. You get a little nervous, you know, you're moving into a new place and you think, oh my goodness, you know, everything's going to change. But now, one more thing. I get my nails done. See my nails? They're looking pretty good, aren't they? And a little bit long. See how stylish they look? And Amelia, you got your nails done today too. Actually, Brittany's mother, Lee, is the one that got me into nails because her nails always look so beautiful. Show your nails. And I go to this place called Nothing But Nails and Hair. And Stephanie is Amelia's mother, isn't she? And Stephanie does my hair just beautifully. She's the only one that can blow dry it for me and have it look half decent, and I don't run home and do it again. So I would like to introduce my friend Stephanie. Stephanie, could you come on the show? Come on the show. Everybody say, hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Steph, come on here, babe. This is Stephanie. Now, she works at Nothing But Nails and Hair. She's the hair portion of the business. If you ever need your hair done, who do you go to? Mumsy, Steph. And we got to introduce the manicurists on the show, too. Who are they? Darlene, Kathy.
Bessie.
Who else?
Liz.
And Carolyn and Deb.
Debbie.
Carolyn is the one that does my nails. Now, remember, take a good look at Steph's face. A good look. She's a great hairdresser. All your hair and nail needs, Nothing But Nails, Homer Ave and Ashland. Right, guys?
Right.
You gotta go. It's awesome. Everybody say, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks
for coming. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good job, sweetie.
Only you can prevent forest fire.
And it's true. We know we count on you to do what Rocky says.
Drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we count on you to do what Rocky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Math, a four-letter word, right? Hey, you don't need that.
Why design the world's newest chips?
When you could be flipping the world's oldest burgers. Hey, wait a minute. This is math. Geometry? Algebra?
No pocket protectors here.
But you're cruising without math. Yeah, right.
Take a good look.
That's math staring back at you.
It's not a problem, man. It's an answer. Call NACME. We'll tell you what you need to do.
Good afternoon, officer. My license and registration. Cheeseburger? It's hot out today, huh, officer? Maybe my tail lights out.
Shouldn't you be carpooling?
I guess you're right.
I guess I am.
Carpooling can save up to 600,000 gallons of gas a year. This message sponsored by Ad Council and EarthShare.